Looking for the perfect steak knife set to elevate your dining experience? In this video, we review and compare the top 5 best steak knife sets of 2025 to help you find the right match for your kitchen or dinner table. Okay dear, let's start in this video top 5 best steak knife sets review.
Number 1.
Lamson Premier Forged Steak Knives. Lamson may not be as familiar a name as Wüsthof, but it has nearly as much history in knife making. In business for nearly 200 years, the Massachusetts-based brand even made a dinner set for President Ulysses S. Grant that's now on display at the Smithsonian. The Lamson Premier steak knives have a similar handle design to the Wüsthof Classic, with a narrow rectangular profile and a hooked end that helps position your pinky in the right place. These knives are slightly longer and lighter than the Wüsthof, making them more agile. They stood out most in our chicken test. We could pretty much just push straight down to make a clean cut without any sawing back and forth. The Lamson Premier was also amazingly smooth to cut our test steak but had a bit of trouble with squishy fat. Lamson offers a couple of really unique handle colors with its swirly ice, which we tested, and fire options, and there is a more traditional smooth black and wood, plus a natural walnut. You can also choose between straight and serrated blades, although our tests found that straight-bladed steak knives are pretty much always the better pick. The Lamson Premier set is pricey, significantly more than the Wüsthof set above, but it's a high-quality heirloom from a historic brand with a unique story. Pros. These knives are light, agile, and ultra-sharp, and they have some unique handle colorways. Cons. They're even pricier than our best overall pick.
Number 2.
Wüsthof Classic Steak Knife Set, one of our favorite German kitchen brands. Wüsthof makes great blades of all kinds, at many price levels, including our top-tested chef's knife and carving knife. The brand's classic design is exactly that, with the narrow 3-rivet plastic handle and full bolster often found on German-style knives. The construction on the Wüsthof Classic Steak Knives is basically perfect, with completely smooth seams between metal and plastic on the handle, and a moderate weight that makes the knife feel substantial but secure. In our tests, this knife did the best job on steak, which made it the obvious overall winner. It was sharp enough to make thin and even slices of meat without any tearing, and it had no trouble with the fattier and more gristly bits at the end of the ribeye either. The shape of the Wüsthof Classic is quite traditional, but if you're looking for steak knives that stand out, this set is actually available with some fun handle colors. Check multiple retailers, especially Williams-Sonoma, to see the full selection, which includes options like coral peach, purple yam, and wild blueberry. The main negative of this steak knife set is cost. It's very much in the top echelon of price, and some of that high cost is because of the famous brand name. On the other hand, we tested some even more expensive steak knife sets that the Wüsthof Classic outperformed. Pros. These well-built, supremely sharp knives are classics for good reason. Cons. They're fairly expensive.
Number 3.
Material table knives, with their pastel hues, comfortable grip, and smooth slicing, Material's blades marry form and function. We're big fans of the oval handle profile. The shape, often found in Japanese knives, is more comfortable to hold than anything with corners but not round enough to spin freely, even if your hands get wet or greasy. The lack of rivets along the handle leaves less space for food bits to catch, too. The Material table knife was nearly as smooth as the Lamson in cutting our test chicken, and it only took a stroke or two to make thin, even slices of medium-rare steak. At 2.3 ounces, it's the lightest knife we tested, but it doesn't feel it, thanks to excellent balance. The Material knives showed some weakness in slicing through paper, as the heel of the blade seemed not quite as sharp and made some ragged tears. Our other complaint also involves the blade heel, as there's a very short bolster with only a tiny lip between the handle and the blade. If you're used to a knife with a full bolster and you're not being careful, it's easy for your finger to slip over the bolster and onto the edge of the blade. We made it through 2 rounds of tests injury-free, so this fear could be overblown. The Material set is a solid value to start with, and it includes a slim, well-designed block. It can stand vertically, but it's also made to lay down flat in a drawer, thanks to slots that are open at the top for easy horizontal access. It's rather frustrating that even most high-priced steak knife sets don't come with storage, and this is a welcome exception. Plus, these knives are dishwasher safe. Fair warning, you'll need a knife sharpener to keep them in good shape if you use the dishwasher. Pros. These colorful knives feel great in the hand, include a storage block, and are even dishwasher safe. Cons. The heel of the blade was somewhat duller than the rest, and we don't love the short bolster.
Number 4.
Messermeister Avanta steak knife set. In some of our tests, we don't find much connection between price and performance. That was not the case with steak knives. The cheapest ones were almost all the dullest and most poorly built. But if you're looking for an inexpensive steak knife set, the Messermeister Avanta is a big exception. Despite costing well under $100, its 4 knives are sturdy, with wider, rounder handles than either the Wüsthof or Lamson options above. These blades cut through the thickest part of the steak with no issues, but we think an even better indicator of their quality is that they sliced through paper without dragging or tearing. The Avanta knives were simply sharper to begin with than anything else at their price point. What we didn't like about these knives is that they give you less feeling of control. They're quite light but also quite long, for a weight balance that's different than normal. We wound up cutting a finger while washing one of the Messermeister Avanta knives. That's probably more on our carelessness than the design, but this steak knife does take a little adjustment if you're used to a shorter, heavier blade. Pros. These high-quality knives work just as well as more expensive options. Cons. They're extra long and can be more difficult to control.
Number 5.
Miyabi Artisan steak knife set. The chrome-like finish, hand-hammered dimpled texture, rosy brown cocobolo wood handles, and high-angle blades all make the Miyabi Artisan series knives look absolutely gorgeous. They perform just as well. The full Artisan set is on our list of the best high-end knife sets and was our top splurge knife set overall in testing. The Artisan steak knives are equally gorgeous and equally sharp. There may not been a knife out there that cuts steak as easily as this one. Every cut was perfectly smooth and clean. The D-shaped handles fit nicely in the hand. The bulbous belly helps center your grip properly and keeps the knife from twisting as you cut. The blade is on the long side for a steak knife, but the handle balances it out nicely. This steak knife set is potentially worth the splurge, but it's a major splurge. The Miyabi Artisan knives are by far the most expensive we tested, almost 50% more than the second most expensive. Pros. This artisan-made set is beautiful to look at, comfortable to hold, and incredibly sharp. Cons. It's the most expensive set we tested by a wide margin. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button, press the bell icon, and comment below. Check out the description to find the product links. Thanks for watching.